Our immune system is a complicated network of cells, tissues, and organs that keeps us healthy and helps fight off disease and infection. It's a tightly controlled immune system that protects us from the germs that exist all around us. And since it's flu season again, I've asked Dr. Fleming to come talk about how our immune system changes as we age and what we can do to protect ourselves from getting sick. Dr. Fleming is our medical expert and a board-certified geriatrician. Welcome, Dr. Fleming.
Glad to be here, Serena.
Now, I need to know, how does my immune system change as I age?
Unfortunately, it declines. And as much as I dislike talking about declinism with aging, this is one area of the body that does slow down. Both the cellular immunity responsible for combating infection and tumor growth, and what's called the humoral immunity, which is our response to a stimulus to make antibodies against an infection. They both decline with advancing age.
Well, now, when do these changes begin?
It's very variable, and it's across a spectrum of time, but in general middle age, say 40s to 60s.
Okay, now are there noticeable changes? Like I can hear my knees creaking, but what can I tell about my immune system?
Not your creaking knees, that's more likely arthritis. But no, until there's a challenge. I mean, you seem to be fine until a bug comes along, or you're at risk for getting an infection, or you don't muster a good response to an immunization, which also happens.
Okay, well now let's think about flu. If someone gets the flu and they have a chronic problem such as diabetes or heart disease, how do these two go together?
It makes the flu worse, because the organ that has the condition becomes the manifest organ. For example, if you have a heart condition and get the flu, it may present as congestive heart failure. If you have chronic lung disease, it goes into pneumonia. If you have dementia, it may represent delirium. So the flu exacerbates pre-existing problems in the elderly.
Well, let's go back a step then. What can I do to prevent getting the flu?
Well, of course, the magic bullet, I wish it was magic, is the vaccination. And everyone should get a flu. All adults should get a flu shot.
Every year?
Yes, ma'am. But certainly the over 65 population, because of comorbidities and reduced immunity. And I should say there is a new strain or a new strength of the flu shot, 4 times as potent as the standard flu shot, which is recommended for seniors, and all people over 65 should get that strength of the flu shot.
Now, is that what is called the high density or HD?
High dose.
High dose, I'm
Correct.
Sorry. All right, so that's what I definitely should be asking for.
I did not ask your age, but that's what you should if you qualify.
I should be asking for it. Now,
Me too.
Dr. Fleming, will the flu vaccine interfere with any medications that I'm on or vitamins?
Not really. It's a very safe immunization, just local reaction.
Okay. Now, I've been hearing about the Flu Plus U program.
Yeah, this is an initiative to educate the public and especially elders about the importance of the flu shot, and I think the website is on the screen to learn more about that initiative.
Okay, now I was very interested in what you said, that you definitely need to get a flu shot every year.
Yes.
Because I have friends who say, well, I never get the flu,
Right.
and...
Right. You hear that, and people, their immunity does vary, and you can't predict. But the problem is the strain of the virus changes from year to year. This is why the immunization is recommended every year. Now, the pneumonia shot is different. That's just one time.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Any last words for me about my immune system, keeping it up?
Just common sense. If we have flu season, be careful about contact with people that are coughing and sneezing. Wash your hands and use these hand sanitizers that are everywhere now. It really does help.
Very good. Thank you very much, Dr. Fleming.
Glad to be here.
Well, I certainly do appreciate Dr. Fleming explaining how the immune system changes as we get older and why it is important that people over the age 65 get a flu shot each and every year.